Hello everybody and welcome to Darkslayer TV. I am of course Darkslayer, and welcome to another round of StarCraft 2 on Orbital Shipyard, I think is the name. I think so. I'm not 100% sure, but it doesn't matter. Spawning up here at the top right hand side of Orbital Shipyard, we have the one and only VBNTM's Fiestatham, which by the way, that icon. And on the bottom left hand side on Team Newbie or Newbis, I'm not 100% sure, Singularity. So this is a gold and platinum level game. One of these players was gold and one was platinum. I believe the Zerg was gold and the Terran was platinum. If not, I'm sorry for getting that wrong, but I believe that's what it was. And the person that sent this in sent in a huge pack of replays and was saying, look, here's a ton of games that I enjoyed playing. You can cast all of them, I don't care. But what I did is I extracted the folder, and only one of them had a name. All the rest of them were like Antigua 7, blah, 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 this, you know, the default map names. But this one, no, this one was named in all capital letters, LOL, Broodlords. So how was I not gonna pick this one? Like, this is the game that made it. Which, by the way, just a quick public service announcement. I am running out of replays. I do have a ton from certain people, like, you know, like this person in particular sent in 5, 6 different replays. Actually, I think they sent in like 12. I don't know what I'm talking about. But, you know, the goal is to get as many people in as I can. And while I will cast multiples of their replays, you know, the more people, the better. So send in those replay guys. I want those replays. Send them in, and I will cast them. So yeah, Orbital Shipyard, TVZ, something I'm not exactly well versed with, but we do have a Reaper on the way. That much is clear. We're gonna see what kind of damage this Reaper can do. Our Zerg player did go for that early third expansion, so he's not going to have a lot to deal with this, to be quite honest. The Queen finally is popping out, and those Lings did stall long enough that I don't believe that Reaper got any drone kills. I take that back. It looks like it did get that one drone kill, as it does have a kill. But then again, was that a Ling? Nope, the Lings are alive. Okay, so it was just that one drone kill. But as I said, the Zerg did take this early third base, so we're not going to be seeing anything too aggressive out of him too quickly, as he's going to spend a lot of that larva droning up now. We do have the factory switch onto this reactor here, which usually leads to Hellions in this matchup. Ah! And there they are. The 2 Hellions are being made for our Terran player. It looks like Fiestatham really wants to get in there and do as much damage as he can. And ooh, an interesting slip by there, getting around that Reaper. And we actually have another rally to that Reaper. And hold that thought, it does look like he will get that drone. Which, did you guys see that glitch right there? It didn't fly up. It did the animation, but it didn't actually fly up. The Reaper is going to be chased out now by those 4 Lings. And these 2 Lings now are just going to make their way across the map to see what they can find. And if he's lucky, he'll be able to see that there is indeed a reactor on this factory, which is a good tell that Hellions are on the way. That or Widowmine drops, but in this case, it's the safest bet to assume would be those Hellions, as there was a reactor. Which, let's double check here. I believe, oh, he didn't see it, so never mind. He could potentially think that it's Widowmine drops, but he did see the Hellions, so I would imagine that he's aware, which he is. He's got these spine crawlers coming up, so there shouldn't be too much of a problem. And he does have this wall off with the evolution chambers. I like it, but this Queen needs to go right here, because right there they're going to slip by. If this Queen was right here on hold position, they couldn't get through. But right there, they're going to be able to. Oh, and he is moving up to stop it. And we do have some Lings out on, with speed on creep, so they're going to do a little bit of damage to the Hellions. But Hellions very good at dealing with those Lings and are going to chase down these drones. And he does get 3 drones right there. The Spine Crawler is out now. It's going to go ahead and start pushing this group of Hellions back. He might even try to head up this ramp, but if he knows better after scouting that, he isn't going to go up there. And my apologies, I thought this was an evolution chamber as well, but it isn't. It's another spine crawler. So in my honest opinion, I don't know. I don't know if this is a overreaction or it's perfect. I'm not 100% sure. I think it's a little overreaction because this spine crawler was never used. This one protects this mineral line, and then 2 Evo chambers and a queen probably could have stopped this, but it did the job. So, you know, I'm not going to judge it. And we got the additional barracks going down and another starport. So we're going to start seeing that Banshee production. In fact, I think we might already have a Banshee or 2 on the field. No, we don't. We just have the 8 Hellions and a Marauder. And the Hellions found another spot to get in here and start doing damage to these drones, and the drones are melting left and right. The amount of damage that these Hellions are doing is actually quite significant. Might even get a queen kill here. That's 15 drones total going down now, and Hellions are even going to chase. He's sacrificing them in hopes to get that queen, but a nice transfuse does keep the queen alive. So, nice save there of that queen, but regardless, the damage was done, and potentially even more damage is going to be coming in from Fiestatham with this cloaked Banshee on its way there, cloaking even a little bit preemptively. And a Spire going down for Singularity, so we're going to be seeing those mutas on the field, and here we go. Potentially even more drones going to be getting killed here. He does get one more drone kill, but the queen is going to start shoving that back, but now it is out of the Spore Crawler's range, so that queen is going to be, or that Banshee is going to be doing a lot of damage. Even more drones getting killed right now. So a very unfortunate turn of events here for our Zerg player. The Terran doing a fantastic job making sure he doesn't get too many drones, but he isn't paying attention, and the cloak is gone, and that Spore Crawler is going to be able to take that out. Some Leagues making their way across the map here, but the Hellions are going to try to move back in as well. However, a well-positioned Spine Crawler should be able to kill off the Hellions. One more drone does get killed, but with the sacrifice of 3 of those Hellions. And what is this? The SCVs, why were they pulled? I'm not 100% sure, but these Lings being in a fantastic position, going to go ahead and get some of those SCVs, Fiestatham with the LOLK. I don't think he meant to do that. I'm not 100% sure what just happened there. And that Bioforce is going to clean up those Lings as the Terran player does take his 3rd expansion here. And I'm not 100% sure what that was about, but I don't think it was intentional unless it was more of a mind game to really get in the head of our Zerg player. Like, that's right, here you go. Here's all the SCVs to count up for all the drones I've killed. We do have the +1 attack coming in for our flyers, so definitely going to be seeing more mutas on the field. Currently, I think we only have the 3. Yes, we only have the 3 on the field, so they're not going to be able to do too much damage, but regardless, our Zerg player has recovered for the most part. If we look over at the units tab, we can see it's 51 drones to 39. So although the Terran did do a lot of harassing, the investment he put into microing and just the money that he put into it did make his economy suffer some. So he did do a lot of damage, but not as much as you might think, as he didn't macro super well behind it. We do have the 3 muta in position to try to harass, but as I said before, 3 muta are not going to be able to do very much damage, and honestly, we have a huge push making their way across the map right now, but look at the amount of Banelings. But those Banelings need to hurry up and morph, because the Terrans are now going in for the attack, and the Banelings do finish up, and a few good detonations do go off, and a lot of that Terran force does go down. The Queen now trying to defend as well, moving in position. Other Spine Crawlers needs to be careful here. His Bioforce is not that big, and a nice surround with those Lings should be able to clean this up, especially if he stays within range of those Spine Crawlers. But we do have a Widow Mine now in a pretty decent position here. So the Zerg player is going to have to be very careful. That Widow Mine may just take out all of his defending forces, and Terran taking out all of the not spines, but the creep tumors that were around there, and almost losing the Widow Mine to that Spine Crawler, but does end up saving it. And here we go. We have the Lings moving forward, and only getting a couple of those Lings, so not very bad. The Banelings and Queens are going to try to push forward, but too scared to get too aggressive. Ew, and the Terran player does finally see this hatchery, so the Zerg player is going to have to move into engage to try to take care of this. Oh, and he might lose the muta in the process. No, the muta eventually get away. But if we look at the map, there's a huge line of Terran forces, so even if he does clean this up, he might have a bigger situation on hand. But no, the overwhelming Ling numbers is going to be able to clean this up, And I don't care how many Marines are making their way across the map. I think the Zerg player is going to defend this for the time being, even saving the 4th base location. So very good job from our Zerg player being able to stop that. Our Terran player has a lot of idle SCVs. I just want to throw that out there. Wow. I'm assuming it's because he was in a hurry during all that and wanted to macro while attacking. So I understand this feeling all too well. Throwing down those barracks, trying to get that 1-1. The armor isn't quite on the way yet, though, as he probably didn't have the gas. But there we go. It is now on the way. And once again, let's point out this amazing clan picture. Do you see this clan picture? Regardless, the Terran is still poking at the front door of the Zerg player, making sure he stays on his toes. And already getting Ultralisk out. Oh, and the Muted just scout a huge Doom drop of the Zerg Terran player, who apparently wants to drop up there. That's a pretty awesome position for the Terran player to drop his units, as the Zerg isn't going to be able to do anything about this without taking a very long route all the way across the map. And with the Ultralisk out now, this is probably going to be shut down relatively soon. I would imagine he'll make his way across, but I guess if he does, the Terran could just pick up and drop down here. So he needs to split his units up. He does send some Baneleys up here to try to deal with this, and while they do get a couple of those Marines, they didn't get very many. And I don't know if the Marines standing here can attack those drones, but we're about to find out. The Hellion definitely can, and the Marines stimming to try to take out this Ultralisk. And, ooh, another Ultralisk is actually going to take a lot of damage here. Actually, in fact, looking at the minimap, the Zerg player just thinks I think he's just going to go attack. He said, you know what? You can leave your units up there. I don't care. I'm going over there and I'm attacking you. And what does Fiestatham do? Does he take out this base, or does he go home to defend? And it looks like the Zerg player actually deciding to retreat now, being a little indecisive here. So now he's going to lose a lot more at this base than he probably should have. I would have liked to have seen him come up here and actually do the damage that he could before coming back to defend, or just using reinforcements to defend. But that's a lot of medevacs. Holy crap. I just now noticed that. There is as many medevacs as there are Marines. This is pretty crazy. And once again, they do drop and successfully take out that 4th base, but a 5th base is down for the Zerg player, so he's not too far behind. The medevac's even going to try to poke in at the main, but the Ultralisk not going to let that happen. And once again, while Fiestatham is doing a fantastic job with the harassing, if we look at that units tab, only sitting on 40 SCVs in 3 bases. So while he's doing a fantastic job attacking, his economy and macro is in shatters, man. The natural's almost mined out, the main practically is mined out, and the 3rd barely has enough people mining from it. So while he's doing the damage, he's not getting very much money. If you look at the supply tabs, we have 161 supply for our Zerg player to our Terran's 144, but the bank buildup and the larva buildup from the Zerg player is going to make this really hard for our Terran player if he continues to macro the way that he is. I mean, we have stim, but we don't have combat shield. The 2-2 is finally on the way, and let's check out the Zerg upgrade. The Zerg upgrade already has 2 armor and 1 attack, which I had to do a little bit of math there, as the Ultralisk apparently has 6 armor because of the Ultralisk Cabin upgrade. Hold on, what is the name of that upgrade? It doesn't say. Is it chitinous plating? I don't know. Unless they just have it now. Fiestatham asking, oh, we'll get to know the league. Let's see if I was right. I thought the Zerg was gold. I think the Zerg is gold, and the Terran's platinum. Plat or something. I don't know. Good. Okay. Woo! That makes me feel a lot better, because he doesn't even know. But a huge load up and a giant Doom drop is making its way across the map for the Terran player. But a Ling does scout it. But the question is, did Singularity see it on the minimap? Is his minimap awareness good enough to know that that was coming? And seeing a lack of reaction from Singularity, I don't think it was. However, he does have 5 Broodlords on the way, so we could be seeing a pretty easy defense. A mixture of those Ultras and Broodlords should be able to stop this. But oh no, the Zerg is making its way across the map, which isn't very good, because a Doom drop is 10 seconds away from entering the base of the Zerg player. And of course I say that and he stops moving. But, ooh, a distraction drop to try to pull the forces of the Zerg player up top, and it's working like a charm. All of the Zerg forces are moving in now to defend this, and there it is, the Doom drop into the main base. Fiestatham with a fantastic distraction into a gigantic Doom drop into the Zerg's base. A huge macro blow is going to happen right now as the hatchery goes down. No more hive for you. The Greater Spire, dead. The Infestation Pool, dead. The Ultralis Cavern, dead. And the Zerg player actually deciding to not stay back and try to defend. He's going to make his way across the map now and see if he can't destroy the Terran player or force a base trade scenario. And you never want to base trade a Zerg that has this much macro, as a lot of his macro is already coming back up, which I just noticed he has 2 Baneling pulls down. But that's aside the point. The Terran player is just trying to destroy everything the Zerg player has right now, and he's doing a fantastic job at it while the Zerg is waiting patiently for the Broodlords to make their way across the map. And I don't know if this is the best decision, but there is a huge concave here with these Terran buildings are positioned. The Ultras are not going to be able to do a lot of damage, so waiting for those Broodlords might be exactly what he needed to do. And here we go, the Zerg player is going to start attacking. This is what I was saying, one Ultra does get in there, but if multiple go up that ramp, it's not going to end very well. And the Cloaked Banshees are going to start picking away at these Ultralists, and they don't have anything here to stop that from happening except for 3 Mutalisks, but he doesn't have the vision. So that's a little bit unfortunate. And here we go. This is what I was saying. The Ultra's unable to get in there and do the damage they need to do. However, considering there's not much left, I would assume the Banelings and the Lings did get the job done there. But look at the Doom Force that is Terran making its way through the Zerg bases and just destroying absolutely everything. However, he did leave units up at these locations, which means he will have to run all the way back across the map to go get those killed. It's very vital when you're trying to force a base trade like this that you kill all of the buildings as you move along. Leaving these alive just simply means that not only does he have to come back, but the Zerg player now has drones to make their way across the map. And as you can see, he's even going to start building hatcheries in all these locations that are easily defendable for him. And both players now pretty much without any macro. And the Terran does look like it's going to start heading back. Is he going to make his way back to try to defend this? Or is he going to go and try to find the rest of the Zerg bases? I'm not 100% sure. We're going to have to wait and see on that. But it's very, very vital that the Zerg player keeps his Mutalisks alive. Which, are they already dead? Oh, the Mutas died. That's not very good, because if he can't get any more out, then that means if the Terran decides to lift his buildings and hide them in locations that the Zerg player can't get to, then this will be a draw, as the Terran player did just find and kill a bunch of drones in an additional hatchery here at this northeast position. And I don't think the Zerg wants to take this fight. Is the Terran going to try to force the fight? I'm not 100% sure. He does see it as the Banshees do fly across there, so he knows where the army is positioned. And our Zerg player trying so hard to morph out drones. So I'm confused. I'm not 100% sure what our Terran player is going to do. But all these SCVs are about to get eaten alive by this Ultralist. So many SCVs dying right now. A few do survive, but the Cloaked Banshees are going to come in to try to defend and successfully do so, I might add. And there we go. The scan is going to reveal that these Ultras are defenseless against the Banshees. And the Terran player is going to do everything he can to try to kill off these Ultras. And he may just do it. However, if you look how long it takes for these Banshees to kill an Ultralist. Each time they shoot, it barely does any damage. We're talking maybe 4 damage a shot, and unfortunately, Fiestatham does find this base, but I guess that's fortunate for him. He's going to move up here and kill off these hatcheries. But like I said, we've got a hatchery down here, we've got a hatchery over here, we've got a hatchery here, and it's not where you want to be at in a base trade scenario. Singularity doing everything he can to try to kill off this Terran force right now. And the Broodlords and Ultras are trying to chase down this force and kill off whatever he can. And to be quite frank, I feel like if he turned around and attacked, he could kill this right now. He's on 2-2 and the Ultras are on 6-1, but regardless, the upgrade advantage is still in the Terran's favor. And he's just trying to run right now. And I'm not 100% sure what the reason for that is, but this is becoming a very kooky game very quickly. And once again, just the madness of these Banshees trying to chase down the Ultras. We do have a lair being morphed here by Singularity. I wonder what the reason for that is. He's got to have something in mind. Well, he has 2 lairs morphing, actually. Get a quick drink here, because my throat is killing me. But, yeah, these Ultras are going to go down. I think only one's going to be left after another shot there from the Banshees. So now he only has the Broodlords to defend, and look at this Terran force! Like, I'm not 100% sure why he isn't just going and killing off those Broodlords as they mindlessly, slowly fly around the map. I mean, he has vision of them. The Banshees have seen them the whole game. So, I'm not quite sure exactly what's keeping the Terran player from just killing the Zerg. But the Zerg does look like he's planning to use his leftover resources to get that Spire up and build potentially even more Broodlords. But we could see Mutalisks as well, but I'm not 100% sure what he's going to build from the remainder of his money. Oh man, we're in a pretty big, we're in a stalemate. I don't know what else to say. Ooh, the Zerg hiding a drone up here. I like it. Yeah. The Banshees are going to start flying their way over here to where the Zerg base is located and start taking out the rest of these units and smartly taking out those drones and not letting them escape. An additional Spire showing up down here, so I think he's just building one of these in each location in case he does find one, for example this one. And he's going to keep transfusing this as much as he can to keep it alive. I'm assuming it's so when the Spire or the Greater Spire finishes, he'll be able to use the larva there. But other than that, there's not a lot going on right now. Both players are just trying as hard as they can to get back into this game. And the Terran player has a lot longer to go than the Zerg player. The Zerg player is already successfully building the things he wants to build and actually choosing to get those Mutalisks. Now this is a surprise to me. As the Mutalisks aren't very good at engaging like an army, and that's really what he has to worry about right now. While those Banshees are causing an issue, which I'm assuming is why he's choosing to go for the Mutalisks, the Banshees aren't going to be the main problem here. The main problem is this big blue blob making its way across the map towards this location, which, to be quite frank, he could have attacked a long time ago. And I don't know how our Zerg player is going to be able to defend against it, but here we go. We're going to find out. Maybe the Mutalisk were a fantastic choice. I'm not 100% sure. And I don't know if it's in the Terran's best interest to be killing creep right now. I don't think the Zerg actually cares about that creep. But the Mutalisks are going to start moving their way up here and killing off a lot of the remaining blue Terran forces here. So a lot of the stuff at the top will die, and Terran moving down here first of all to go and kill all this before heading up here, which I'm not 100% sure why. Let's check his vision. Oh, he doesn't even know. Well, alright, that explains everything. My apologies. Ooh, but a huge cluster of Overlords are going to go down. Both parties are severely supply blocked right now. And they're both just trying as hard as they can to get back into this game. The Mutas are doing as best they can to kill off these buildings, but I don't know that that's necessarily going to happen very quickly with only 11 Mutalisks, split up Mutalisks as well. And the Terran trying to clean up the rest of any of these Zerg forces that are left. And I don't know if he's aware, but however, it does look like he may moved in this direction as all of the air units are heading this way. And there we go. I think he's finally found the location of this. And the Broodlings are eating away at the Marines, but the Marines are just on a move command. And there we go, a stem forward, and huge Baneling detonations on all of the Terran forces. That might have been exactly what he needed to get back into this game. The Broodlords are trying so hard, and the LOL, holy crap, Singularity. Those Baneling hits, holy freaking crap! What just happened?